This beautiful camera has 17 program modes. More controversy from my kitchen today regarding a 35mm powerhouse. One would imagine that my thumbnail title is clickbait. The F100 killer, are you joking? No, I am not joking. If you have followed my channel, then you will see that I have shot countless amounts of 35mm and digital cameras. Therefore, when I say to you that the Minolta Maxxum 70 destroys the Nikon f100, destroys the Nikon f4, and any of those previous autofocus Nikon cameras and the EOS Rebel range, I mean it. The Maxxum 70 was Minolta's final swan song within the 35mm market. As we know, Minolta ended up selling to Sony, and that was the end of Minolta. But the Maxxum 5 and the Maxxum 7 are two amazing, beautiful 35mm camera bodies. Now, when you consider that the swan song, the last iteration of the Minolta 35mm wonderful gang, was the Maxxum 70, then you should start thinking to yourself, what did Minolta do? What did they put into this camera for their final swan song? Because as we know, the last ski run of the day, the last drink in the bar, the last hurrah tends to be the best one. And this, the Maxxum 70, is no stranger to that beautiful history.
So let's look at some sample images with this Maxxum 70. Here, beautiful bright sunny day, yes. But look how sharp and crisp these images are. And believe me, this is the camera in program mode. Yes, I used aperture priority and shutter priority, but I also used those basic functions. Stick the camera in landscape and you're just able to capture beautiful images. The bokeh on this lens, on this simple, cheap aftermarket lens, is wonderful. I use this camera when I don't want to miss. When I capture images that I don't want to miss. And yes, I love mechanical, manual, etc. But the Maxxum 70 hits every time. And in doing so, it just gets used way more than any other film camera I have.
The Maxxum 70 is tiny. It is a tiny little pocket rocket beast. The 50mm 1.7, when put on the Maxxum 7000 or any of those other beautiful autofocus Minolta cameras, this is an A-mount camera. And the A-mount lenses are inexpensive and absolutely beautiful. They focus nice and fast. And they're crisp and clean and render beautiful colors. The Maxxum 70, this beautiful camera, has 17 program modes. 17 program modes, which means you can customize this tiny camera to do whatever you want to do within your beautiful photographic journey.
Easy to fall in love with these beautiful Minolta cameras. Now this, just the simple kit 1.7, these are practically free and beautiful. The camera itself weighs nothing, about as heavy as an OM1, maybe lighter. Easy to find these A-mount lenses. And what I love about these 90s, early 2000 cameras is that built-in pop-up flash, which I use all the time. The camera itself then, beautiful metallic shutter, and it's quick load as well. The mode dial at the top on the right, then this has those custom functions. Using my command dial at the front, I can switch between portrait, landscape, sport, all the stuff you'd find on a DSLR camera. Now the function button on the left, this enables me to change my ISO, my focusing, my self timer, white balance, anything I want to change, literally anything. Like the Maxxum 7 or the Maxxum 5, I can do it with these mode dials at the top of the camera. super tactile. They feel great. All I do is hold that function button in the center and then use my command dial to change literally any of these functions. Now the camera itself has a simple battery setup. The CR2 batteries, 2 of them, and they last about 1,000,000 shots, so no problems there. I think I've had these 2 in the camera for about a year, and I've used it an absolute ton. It has all of the features you would expect. Exposure lock, mirror lockup, beautiful. Now this Tamron, this 28-200, I think it was free, literally in a deal I did, but it is so crisp. Looking through the viewfinder, you get all of the heads-up information you need in LEDs at the bottom. It shows you when you're in focus, it shows you your exposure, and it shows you that you're gonna hit every time. When you look at the camera side by side with an Olympus OM1, and if you know the OM system, you know it's tiny, you can see how tiny this pocket rocket is. It really is a thing of beauty, and it packs so much power.
So before you go spending all your money on these expensive Nikons, before you go spending all your money on these expensive anything, consider these beautiful, obscure camera models. The Maxxum 70, the last 35mm film camera ever created by Minolta, is, in my opinion, their finest work. Crazy to say that, I know. That is my opinion, having shot pretty much all of the others, having owned all of the others. The 70 always hits. The 70 feels great. The 70 is reliable. It's beautiful. It's tactile. I see something happening. I turn my camera to program mode. I line up, I push my shutter, boom, no worries. It's as quick as that. You try operating your camera body and see if it functions as quick as that. Boom, it's hit. It is in focus, it exposes beautifully, and it turns my Portra 400 into a beautiful image. My Ektar into a wonderful image. I knew that I needed a camera in New York that would hit. Maxxum 70.
So taking this camera to New York City, was it a good idea? Heck yes. Fuji 200, an overcast day, hit, hit, hit. I did not worry. I knew that I would be capturing these priceless moments with my family. And yes, my images suck, but these are just simple moments which I want to keep forever. I develop my film, I stack up my photo albums, and I look back with my family and smile that we did these things together. If I was to take one of my other mechanical Minoltas, maybe the SRT 101, maybe I would have hit some of these images and maybe I would have missed. But with the Maxxum 70, I know for a fact that I am going to hit, and that's why I take it.
I needed a camera in the Columbus Zoo that would hit. Maxxum 70. Anytime I go somewhere that I want to hit Maxxum 70, I don't care that it doesn't say Leica or Nikon or Canon, but what it is going to do is steal my heart, because that's what it's done. Thank you very much, Maxxum 70. Thank you, Minolta, for creating this. Whomever in the design team put this beautiful camera together, thank you very much. It kills the f100. It kills any of the Canon EOS models, kills them, because it's way smaller and still packs all those functions. It's tiny, it's full of all the functions that I need, it has the feeling that I like. It is a vintage 35mm SLR that feels like a modern DSLR. It feels like a high quality DSLR. The Maxxum 70 in 2025, or wherever you are in the future. Thank you for sticking with me, and listen, punt $30 and buy a Maxxum 70 and leave a comment when you do, thanking me for introducing you to this beautiful beast. And if you already have it, me and you, we're besties. The Maxxum 70. Today, my favorite 35mm camera if I need one, that's always gonna hit. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you very much. That's my boy. Hey, Kig. I think the first image of every roll of film I have is of my dog. He's so photogenic. He's a good boy.